Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you America's top foundational health coach, Dr. Joe D.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Jody Baer. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Healthopedia, our next chapter on our mission with education, motivation, inspiration for you in the mental pillar of health and hope. Hope for you. I am known as America's top foundational health coach for 4 decades. These last 5 decades, actually, and to this day, my mother, rest her soul, her words, as she was transitioning out of this world to the next, she said, Jody, give others hope the way you've given it to me. These 6 pillars, spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, yes, financial, and then social. I can truly say that it has been my honor and privilege to bring over 30,000 clients, 1 million pounds of toxic fat lost during my practice. And now in retirement, post-COVID, not really retired, of course, I have restarted 3,000 client patients, regain, restart, rejuvenate their lives, because I know that no life in this world feels as good as health feels. When you have health, you have life, you have vitality, energy, and longevity. At 70 years old, I'm certainly living proof. My eldest son, he absolutely gave me the hope and the impetus to first write something other than a professional journal, of course, something that could give others hope. And guess what happened? It became my treatise, my handbook. Now, actually, still 1 year later, number 100,000 on all of Kindle, the 21 Days to Your Best You, Keys to the Life of Excellence. I will say that this book is a handbook. It's a treatise of these 6 pillars of health. It was my second son, however, that gave me the catalyst for Healthopedia. How? Well, I attracted Dr. Hulda Clark into my life. I attracted her into my life because I needed that hope. Little did I know. You see, this little 4.5-year-old boy was in pre-kindergarten. One day, ever have something just absolutely triggers you to something that will never be the same? He came in with this downtrodden look and he said, Mommy, am I always going to be sad? I said to him, what's wrong? He was kicked out of pre-kindergarten. How do you get kicked out of pre-kindergarten? Tell me about this. Well, I tried anything, a diversion, to get him on the road so that I could get his mind changed. I turned on the TV. Now, I never watch daytime soaps, never watched daytime TV, but there was the Phil Donahue show, and he had Dr. Hulda Clark on that stage. She went ahead and said in her back to school version, maybe these children don't have ADHD. Maybe they just have to grow into their brilliance. I had 2 luncheon plates. Those plates hit the tile floor into smithereens. I became like the female Indiana Jones. I was going to find this woman, especially when she said she lived in Alpharetta, Georgia, a suburb of Atlanta where I was living at the time. How are you going to do that? You're going to do it with hope. You're going to do it with desire, that mother's burning desire. I took my son to Main Street. We looked for every woman that didn't dye her hair, wore sensible shoes, very little makeup. Somebody looked vegan or vegetarian. Do you know where Hulda Clark lives? One day, we found her house. My son said, Mommy, what do I say? You see, he was real cute. This Dutch boy haircut and aquamarine eyes. And I said, son, I'm going to knock on her door. And when she says, come in, because I'm going to squeeze your shoulder. And guess what, son? All you have to do is smile. Well, Dr. Clark came to the door and I said, I'm health coach Jody, and this is my son. Will you see him as a patient? She said, no, you see, I'm retired. I'm 70. She absolutely said no. But in my heart, I said yes. When she said no, I squeezed my son's shoulder and he smiled. I went ahead and paused. He kept smiling and in we walked. 3 days later, his life changed forever. Of course, I took him back to school. His life was reclaimed. His life was reclaimed. It was changed forever. And what happened? I said to the teacher, they said, what? What is the difference with him? I just said, he took vitamins because you share your secrets with people that only believe in like-minded. And this like-mindedness is what we're absolutely seeing and sharing here today in the medical medium, Kite, and the Mentalist. These three professionals are like-minded. Well, as soon as I saw this change with my son, I floored it that day when the teachers confirmed what I knew in my heart. And I went up to Alpharetta. I floored it up, Georgia 400. And I said, Dr. Clark, I must be mentored by you. And she said, well, I am retired. Remember, Jody, I'm 70. I said, but I must be mentored by you. When you hear something today, ladies and gentlemen, go with that must, go with that heart, go with that medical absolute feeling, that medical medium, the mind guide, I was going to say, and mentalist, go with that desire that you have that hope of what you're going to get. And then she said, well, why should I mentor you? That was my opening. I saw the opening and I said, what if I'm the person? You see, I was 29 years old. What if I'm the person that is to take your message long after you've left this world? Well, that's where my life, my trajectory of health coaching changed. And I wrote during this time this card, and it says, a gold card, 1984. I will pen the Eastern medical version of the PDR. Now I'm going to take you fast forward to 2022. We had the lockdown. We were there in the midst of COVID. I had a client patient that absolutely was off the rails with their son, had ADHD. I thought, I've got those notes somewhere. See, what you seek, you will find. There is hope. What you will seek, you will find, and earnestly desire in all your heart. You will find this today with these professionals. You will find it just as when I found those notes out, this gold card fell onto my floor. You see, I was finishing up the 21 days to your best you, my handbook. It was an outgrowth from my PhD dissertation. And I thought to myself, I am in the midst of writing. I can do this. I'm writing this story. Why not write it and make this Healthopedia, which what became this Eastern medical version of the PDR? Healthopedia did arrive. It arrived in a full board with three of these famous authors, these world-renowned changers right here, right there in our book, Healthopedia, putting the puzzle pieces together in foundational health. What do you need in this mental pillar of health for your health? What do you need? You see, I know that these three will give it to you today. I know that as this is rebroadcast over and over again on our YouTube channel, Healthopedia 365, you can follow us on Instagram at Healthopedia 365 because it's every day. As my power quote says in my chapter, the pathway to healing and wholeness on page 97 in our book. It says miracles occur every day. Beckon them in. What will you beckon in today? You see, Healthopedia will be a household name, just like the word Kleenex. It will become a household word because health isn't something you do, it's what you become along life's journey. When you take care of you and your world first, the world around you is empowered forever. So, with all of these experiences that you have in life, with all of these experiences that you will feel, hear, and see today, with Jamie Kerr at the Cannes Film Festival, with Kimberly Meredith doing her medical medium readings a while later, and Rex Sykes with his just iconic wisdom, you will see and feel hope. When you take care of your world first, the world around you is empowered forever. So with these experiences, just remember to listen to the whispers of your own wisdom. For in those whispers is life. And in life and all life, there is hope. And hope is what you're going to feel with our medical medium, our mind kite, and Rex Sykes, our mentalist, with life on your terms. Fifth dimension, we'll have it all. So we're doing it in 2 dimension today, but this is another just iconic book from none other than Jamie Kerr, The Power of You. See, that you is your hope. That you is what you do that no one else can do. Jamie Kerr is a millennial way past his years in wisdom. As my partner in Healthopedia calls Jamie Kerr, he's a well in tuned soul. He is so in tune to the point that he developed the trademark mind kite. Do you like that thing? Mentally thinking that mind kite will go over everything. Well, he's over here at the Cannes Film Festival. I'm honored to say that he's my colleague. I'm honored to say that you will see Jamie. This book has him in the mental pillar. I'm going to pull this up because this is a great way to introduce him. Here he is in the mental pillar, of course. He was at the Cannes Film Festival when he took this picture. A man is strong and is in tune when he can be in a pink suit. And as he said, the principle of projection. He has created this modality himself, the IRL method. He is one of a kind, motivational speaker, absolutely a trained mental health professional, executive coach, brought the millionaire coach, Paul Getter, to our Boca retreat, thanks to his recommendation. But what he's doing in Cannes right now, and he's going to be talking about his documentary that he's up for an award in Cannes, France right now. It is my honor and pleasure to say that we are going to hear from Jamie Kerr now. He will be known as the Jamie. Welcome to the medical medium, Mind Kite. Take it away so you can go to the Cannes Film Festival and also the Mentalist. Welcome, Jamie.
Hi, how are you doing? Are you okay?
We're so good. We're so good. The next 15 minutes is yours before Q&A. Give us what you got. I know it's going to be another J, but I'm not giving the little secret away. Jody, Jamie, and you've got a little thing for us that starts with J2. It's all yours.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I hate those big introductions because I feel that I have to live up to it after that, and you're so grand with it. So I'm humbled. Thank you. And yeah, you're right. Everything you said. You know, I'm a mental health expert, and they like to say I'm a coach, but I think I'm more of a pillar. I like to think of myself like the neck that holds the head that wears the crown. I'm a pillar, and I would prefer people not to talk to me. I would prefer people talk to themselves. I really want people to work it out and understand what they're doing. So I was going to share a little example with you today. I'm just going to get straight into it. I'm going to show you a little example of how I see life and how a lot of coaches talk about transformation. And although that part of that's true, I like to be controversial. And I don't actually think that everything needs to be transformed in life. I'm going to show you what happens. We have this jar. This is the J that Dr. J was talking about. This is the jar. And I think this represents our life. So let's say this vessel is our life as a whole. And I mean, life's great and life's going along just brilliant. And this jar looks beautiful and life is beautiful and life is great. And then we've got, boom, bam, pain comes along. We're all going to be faced with pain at some point. We're going to lose someone. We're going to have some poor health. We're going to, have to change career. We're going to have to pivot. We're going to have to move. We're going to have to roll on. Pain happens to us all. It's unavoidable. Even me, as happy as I'm smiling just now, we all go through some form of pain. But let's add that to our life. Wow. Life gets consumed real fast when it comes to pain. Almost filling our whole space. Often when something bad happens, we lose someone, we lose a job, we lose our dog, anything can happen in life that causes us pain. And the pain doesn't have to be big. Bear in mind, this pain, it's not so big. I'm holding it in my hand, but when you add it to life, it consumes us and it starts to take over. But what happens when something else comes along? Another bit of pain. Well, life feels consumed, absolutely overwhelmed, over the top, and nothing else. What happened to our purpose? Our purpose can't fit into our life now. The happiness, what happens to the happiness? The happiness now can't fit into our life because we have two little moments of pain. So what other coaches will come along and tell you is, yes, let's transform that pain. Let's get that pain out of your life. But you can't get pain out of your life. If you lose someone, that comes with you. You carry that. If you have an injury or an illness, sometimes you carry that. You know, if you lose a dog or you lose a job, it hurts you. You carry that around. So that's not going anywhere. The pain isn't going anywhere. It's not right to transform that. Bear in mind, pain is a response. Pain is something that your body's initiating and saying, man, you feel something. It's an emotion. If you bang your knee or you cut your leg, your brain sends pain signals. It says something has happened. Let's address that. It doesn't say transform it. But what we can do, I think I have the answer. But bear with me, because I'm going to have to upgrade the first J. Let's expand our life. How do we get rid of the pain? Well, we don't. We keep the pain, but we expand the vessel around it. We create a bigger life. Let the pain consume us. We don't let the size of the pain consume us. We grow what's around it. Cue your new life. Your big jar. Expand your life, grow your friend circle, get a new job, move on from things. Doesn't mean the pain doesn't exist. The pain's still there. But can you see how life has changed now? Suddenly the pain is diluted. The pain is no longer so prominent as it was in the smaller life. You've expanded and grew your life. Now let's see, let's just really put this to the test. Let's add some purpose. Have we got room for that now? Absolutely. What about our ambition? Because that went out the window in the old life because it was consumed by pain. Ambition, boom. Happiness, the happiness that we're all seeking for and trying to live by. We can now fit that in, and it plays in harmony. It plays in harmony with the pain. Now, can we have a love interest? Can we add love to that? Absolutely. We're visions. Absolutely. So we have this, we expand our life and it starts to dilute the pain. But what else does it do? What else does it allow us to do? Well, if some more pain comes along, most of us are going to live a very long life, and I wish you a very long life. But more pain will come along. And now we have room for that. Not that we want it, but it will come. So it's called being prepared. And it will come. But then we add adventure into that. We dilute the pain again. We can add some joy to that. We dilute the pain again. We add some more sadness. That's fine. We watch a sad film. We cry. You know, we're allowed to do these things. We add passion. And where is the pain now? The pain is absorbed with the size of our life. We get to live the life we want, still with room for more pain, without breaking. Could you imagine just adding pain upon pain and crushing that into that small life you had. Eventually, this is going to break. The lid is going to pop off. That's your head. That's your mindset. That's your mental well-being. You're going to lose your head. You're going to lose your lid. I'm not going to let that happen. I don't want that to happen to you. So the answer is expand your life. Expand the people you speak to. Expand your knowledge. That's where Healthopedia comes in. That's where the power of you comes in. That's where other resources come in. That's where other friends come in. That's where family members come in. How can you expand your life? And please, don't wait until the lid comes off. Don't wait until you're consumed and crushed by pain. What I want you to do is learn, teach yourself, read, educate yourself. Get Healthopedia. Read it front cover to back cover. You're going to learn how to expand your life financially, mentally, physically. It's full of health and well-being and ways to grow your life. I don't want you to wait until it's too late. I don't want you to have to phone to me. Put me out of business. Do not phone me and say, Jamie, I need your help. I need coaching. Nah. You have the resources. I'm giving them to you. Expand your life every way possible. And please put me out of business. I want to stop working. This is really affecting my mental health. Put me out of business. Read the books. I would love to just write books and the people read them and I don't have to do call after call after call. Believe me, I want you to put me out of business, expand your life. I'm going to talk to you about something which is a bit competitive for me, a bit of pain for me. You see, I have a quote and it's my quote. I own it, it's mine, I use it everywhere. And the quote is, in life, you're not responsible for the whole thing. Just your part in it. And I thought that was the best quote in the world. I thought it was great. It's fantastic. It's written in all my literature and everybody knows me by it. It's trademarked in my name. But then I read a fantastic person, Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky has another quote. And the quote is, you're not just responsible for yourself, you're responsible for everybody else as well. And I think it was Dostoevsky. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, basically shattered my quote. And I thought, that's a really good quote. Maybe we are responsible for everybody else by our actions. And I sat with that for a couple of months and I thought, he's really destroyed my quote. But not really. I think the two quotes work in harmony. In life, you're not responsible for the whole thing. Just your part in it. But by doing your part right, by educating yourself, by reading things like Healthopedia, by reading things like The Power of You, by going to seminars and listening to these great motivational speakers and health experts and mental health experts, you're doing your part. But by doing your part, do you then affect everybody else? So if it was Dostoevsky that said that quote, I commend him, because what he's done is actually expanded my quotation. He's expanded what I think about life. And we are responsible for our part. But by doing our part right, we then become responsible for everybody else's part. We have an effect. It has a ripple. If your health is good, your family don't worry about you. If your health is good, you can look after your kids. You can play games with your kids. You're going to live a long life for your kids. So by playing your part, you affect the parts of everyone else. And I'm going to sort of finish up on a little story. I'm going to steal a story from someone that I really respect. And he tells this story. It's actually not his, but he tells the story. His name's Simon Sinek, and he's a leadership expert. He's one of the greatest leadership experts the world has ever seen. Simon Sinek, his name is. And he tells a story about a high-ranking government official, a general in the army. And he gets invited to all these soirees. He gets invited to all these places where he has conversations, around his life and his sterling career and who he is. And he gets flown in business class. He stays in the suites of the hotels, the presidential suites of the hotels that they bring him to. And he's given his own dinners and his own mug and his own coffee facilities and things like that. And this went on for many, many years, and he's a highly decorated person. But then he retired. And he's been asked back to speak at some of the same conferences. But he doesn't get the same treatment anymore. He doesn't get the business class flights paid for. He doesn't get the presidential suite in the hotel rooms. He doesn't get his own custom cup and his own coffee facilities. They now give him a polystyrene cup. And Simon Sinek says in this conversation that everyone is only entitled to a polystyrene cup. It's the job title that is given to us that make us get the custom, get the business flight, get these things. And to be quite honest, that may be true in the job world, but in the real life, our personal life, I don't think we're entitled to a polystyrene cup. I think we're all entitled to the custom cup. But if we find ourselves drinking from the polystyrene cup, it means we're not doing something right. It means we're not playing our part. It means we're not reading Healthopedia. It means we're not going to these seminars and do the things to improve our life. We allow ourselves to be deserved of the polystyrene cup. But let me tell you now, each and every one of you here today, each and every one of you that listen to this, anybody that brushes my path, any family members, anybody in my community, anybody in the community of any of these panelists, we're all deserved of the custom cup and that royalty treatment. So please, treat yourself well, do the right work, and remember, in life, you're not responsible for the whole thing, just your part in it. But your part is going to have a big ripple on the world. And really, thank you. Thank you for taking the time and listening to me today. I appreciate you.
The appreciation is all of ours. Jamie, come on. I'm just going to say are we all going to get a bigger jar? This is what it's all about. I think there are a couple of questions. If you can just stay on in a minute, I want to give you a big shout out that your documentary, Business as Usual, and your feature film, here you are in the Cannes Film Festival. That is huge, 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 huge. And because you do have a bigger jar, you do have something that will outlive you already. So let's just open it, bring Jamie up. I think we have, as we call it, the voice back there taking questions for you.
Yes, Jamie, we do have a question for you. The first question is, how do I stay above the stress? One tip.
I'm going to tell you, you don't. I think you need to use stress as your motivator. If you look at the biggest CEOs in the world, none of them avoid stress. They know that to get to the top, they're going to need to stress. What you have to do is learn how to manage it. If you're stressed because you have a busy life, increment 5-minute increments in a diary, and your day is going to run smoother. That would be the tip for stress. If it's anything else, if it's family, boyfriend, husband, anything like that related, you have to manage that by conversation, communication. Work at your own pace. Stress doesn't come without you mismanaging your life. So manage your life.
Fantastic. Thank you. Dr. Jody, any other questions?
I got one just on my regular text. How did you manage at your age to network your wealth? This came from my own personal text from one of our Healthopedia co-authors. Said, how in the world did you network yourself in to be an award possibility at the Cannes Film Festival?
The way that I see anything, even how we met and having Les Brown as my mentor at the age of 35 and Paul Getter as my mentor at the age of 35 is I strived for the top, and what was the alternative? Les Brown always says, you know, the problem with a lot of people is they shoot for low and they hit instead of shooting for high and miss. So I would always want to strive for high, and I came from a deprived background, and I didn't want to grow up deprived. I didn't want to end my life deprived. I didn't want that to be my label. So for me, there was no alternative apart from being successful, networking to success. And I have a saying, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So, the quiet child doesn't get the sweets. So you have to ask, put yourself in the right rooms, knock the door that says no entry. Why is it no entry for me? Knock the door. Seek and you shall find.
Seek and you will find. The child that got the most sweets, Jamie, is you. And if there are any other questions in our audience, we'll take one more. Thank you for your time, Jamie. It is always as juicy as that candy having you here.
If there's no more questions, I would like to give myself a question. And I'm going to tell you what it is, because I never got to share it with you last time.
Okay.
And I want everyone to ask themselves this question. It's really important. I was talking with my wife one evening, and we're talking about my father who's no longer with us. And one of the things that really always upsets me is I look after my family. I'm a family man. I'm the head of my house now. I'm the head of my house and my wife. I'm the head of my namesake family home, my care family home, you know, my mother and my sisters. But one thing I always think to myself, and I always ask my dad is, Dad, have I done enough? Have I done enough? If I ever met him again, if I ever get to that place where I get face to face with my father and it's, Dad, did Dad do enough? But then I thought to myself, this is a question that all you should ask yourself, have I done enough? And have a think to yourself, who would be the person, the most scariest person or the most powerful person in your life that you would want to ask that question to, but not really want to know the answer? And if you think you still have the ability to ask the question, have I done enough? The answer is, no, you haven't. You haven't yet, because you still had to ask the question. When you're fully prepared to meet that person, whether it be your God, whether it be who you believe in, your higher power, whether it be a loved one, whether it be a boss, if you have to ask, have I done enough? The likelihood is you haven't. When you get to the stage where you're not asking yourself that question, when you know, when the confidence says, I have done enough, you will never need to ask the question. And that's the place you want to get to in life. And then let me tell you this, although you might ask the question, have I done enough? Or you might be feeling, have I done enough? The answer is no, you haven't done enough. But don't fret, because you have the ability to do so much more. And I hate when people say, you're okay the way you are, you're great the way you are. I'm sorry for anybody watching this and listening. No, you're not. You're okay, but you can be so much more. And that is okay. Don't put pressure on yourself about it. But there is so much more to you. Even if you think you're operating at 100%, there is more to us. So have I done enough? Probably not.
That's beautiful, Jamie. You can always do better. Love it. One more question. How do you restart your life after raising kids and finding yourself at 50, divorced, 13 years, and raised children?
First of all, what I would do is strip every single one of those labels and connotations you gave yourself. Strip the word divorced, strip the word single mother, strip the age 50. Don't give these things prominence. Find what you actually are. You know, are you a powerful woman, a powerful man? You know, are you 6'3"? Are you 5'9"? These things, you know, do you like the colour blue? What kind of food do you like? Attach the things that mean something to you. Remove the labels that mean next to nothing. I don't walk around saying, you know, I'm this, I'm that, I'm all the stuff from my past that I wanted to leave behind. Don't give power to the labels we don't want to lead by. Give powers to the things we want people to see us leading by. Be a role model for yourself.
Thank you.
I am just going to say, wow. Wow, that just hit me, the labels. And the label I'm going to give you is France, watch out. Thank you, Jamie Kerr.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Epicness, the power of you, the power of the mentalist, the celebrity medical medium coming up. But Kite, you are the man. Thank you, Jamie. Have an awesome day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Whew. Could you feel it? Could you feel that energy? What do we say? Energy creates vitality, which transcends into longevity. The jar, stripping away the labels, being your best you. Make sure that you pick up our book. Go to Dr. Jodee, it's JODEE.com/books. Why do I say this? Because right now you can get it 20% off, and it will be autographed and sent straight to your door. From my heart to yours, with 358 different action steps for you and your health in all 6 pillars: spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, financial, and social. But today we're focusing on the mental pillar. Today, now we're changing into an amazing woman. She is the epitome of a 5-dimensional human being. Kimberly Meredith, thank you for getting up early to be with us, because we've gone from France, now we're in California. Kimberly Meredith is a celebrity medical medium. This is her book, Awakening the Fifth Dimension. In a moment after she speaks, you will have an opportunity. We're going to put on the gallery version of our Zoom. This is why we did a Zoom, so you could feel your part in this world. She is an expert. As an expert, she has lived as my partner in Healthopedia. Dr. Jim Marinaka says she has had experience, which gives her expertise. Having 2 near-death experiences, she came back and has a way to transcend into that 5th dimension. Her book, Dr. Norma Shealy, was a person who did her forward. She is recommended, but not only being a medical person. And of course, we had a little bit of a challenge deciding where are we going to put Kimberly because of her gift. That's one of a kind. We put her in the spiritual pillar, how to awaken your higher consciousness. This is what she will do here with her 5th dimension energy, both a balance of female and male. Here is this beautiful Namaste woman in page 21. 2 and 1 comes into 3. Kimberly Meredith, you are divine. So I will say the next time you can go ahead and do as much as you want. This time is yours to not only do, Kimberly, to go ahead and give us your best about awakening the 5th dimension, but then we're going to go into some readings. So get your questions ready, audience, and get ready for the one and only, the Kimberly Meredith. Welcome to the Medical Medium, Mind, Kite, and the Mentalist, my dear. Awaken us.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Well, good afternoon. Yes, so I'm Kimberly Meredith. I got the title of being a celebrity medical medium because everybody's a celebrity, everybody's a rock star. And I've been working in the 5th dimension since I had my near-death experience in 2012, and I had 1 in 13. And in my book, Awakening to the 5th Dimension, it gets into all of that. I also came from a very hard, turbulent childhood. I moved out of my house when I was 16 years old, and it was because of some very, very bad bullying and child abuse was going on. And I've always been different. I don't know if you ever heard of children that have like these paranormal experiences. So I started having them when I was 6 months old, and my grandmother witnessed my healing abilities that young, but I was always teased for having them, and even by a parental figure. So it was really, really bad growing up with these healing. And now I'm being, paid for them, being published for them. So if you feel you have these abilities, many people, after my book was published by Penguin Random House, so now I'm being published for having these weird abilities and healing abilities and psychic abilities. And so a lot of people that come to me now I'm helping awaken their abilities, and people are like, well, I had something like that happen, are interested in now opening those abilities. And it's the time to rock on when you have something like that going on. So many people want to move their businesses. Maybe they're working for Google or Apple or something, and they're moving that 3rd dimension. I talk about the 3rd dimension a lot. and moving it more into the fifth dimension and beyond, because now we have to, the third D world is exterminating, and we're moving into the fifth dimension, more of an organic lifestyle, learning that this magic is not really a magic. It's the omnipresent coming in and saying, hey, we need to be more organic. We need to understand that tapping into the world of miracles is really normal. Miracles can happen every day. Miracles are amazing. Anything and everything can be for us. Like the awakening is behind me, the sign awakening. I was told I would never, ever walk. I would never be able to chew. I was in a straw for 2.5 years. My jaw was crushed. My C2, C3, C4 spinal cord. I was hit by a car on foot. I spent 4 months in the hospital, and my legs were just constantly shaking. I had seizure after seizure after seizure after seizure. I was told I would always be full-blown epileptic. And now I'm functioning, I'm walking, but I do have these gifts that when you read about it in the back of the book, there's these documented gifts that people have, not only just a few people in the book, but thousands of people have had healings through the Holy Spirit. Not Kimberly, I'm just a conduit, a messenger of the Holy Spirit, that have been healed through this, what they call laying on hands healing, not Reiki, but Reiki's just like that too. But so we all can learn to do this. We all can tap into this. We all can have this healing modality energy. So when people come to me, they do through Zoom, they do through classes and expos where I go, and we all get into this energy, which is really exciting. So I'm what you call a prophecy medium, where the messages I hear come from the left ear. I hear. So I'm a preventative medium, where sometimes you may not know that you have something going on. I'll hear it in my ear. And then sometimes you already know that what you have, they'll come in and find the information out for you also. And then I also hear heal them, heal them. So it's laying on hands healing. And so in the book, you'll find many miraculous healings, like the firefighter at 9/11. He kept going back into the Twin Towers and pulling people out. He just kept hearing in his ear, I've got to heal, get people. I got to go out there. I got to just go get. So those are people that come to me, and where maybe at the hospital, they can't actually get a tumor out lodged in the intestinal tract, or if they get that out surgically, it'll explode. I'm a person that I'll know exactly how to get it out with my hands and release it without it exploding. They're just I've been always able to do that. So I do teaching how to do this. And this is just something of the Holy Spirit that comes through. I know it kind of like, how could it be that easy? It is when you're in that higher dimension. Also, when you learn to do this work in the fifth dimension, you also learn it gets easier to get into this vibration. It gets easier. It gets easy because you have left the third dimension behind. When you get in that fifth dimension, it's like listening to your favorite song. It's like you get lighter. You get like, it's this light, beautiful energy. Things are easy. Things are faster. Your healing, your meditation, your practices. It just feels like, your happiest day. You're like on your bike, you're by the beach. I know you're like, how can that be? Someone tells you, you've got like 6 months to live. You're the worst case scenario of cancer. And you come to somebody like me, and you start getting in this routine of your diet and your meditation practices. And you're like, oh, I didn't know. I thought I had a very clean diet. I thought I was drinking the best water. And then you do a session and you realize, oh, I'm not drinking the best water. I'm drinking alkaline water, and I should be having maybe magnesium, potassium in my water. So this is what happens. You start switching a little bit, you open up a little bit, you're more flexible, and you see, well, I do need to detox, but also I need to boost my immune system too. I can't just detox. I also need that nutrition in my body. So this is what the fifth dimension is about: learning to be flexible, learning to understand. We may not all know all the answers. So books like mine, books like Healthopedia are really important because they go hand in hand with understanding that we have so many amazing authors out there with all kinds of information. And I'm just a step into understanding that I'm channeling like the Edgar Cayce's. I'm channeling the Jesus, the Mary. I'm channeling the Ascending Masters. And also I'm channeling a very high vibrational spirituality that comes into saying, yes, we need the good food, we need the good water, we need the excellent vitamins, but we also need the amazing amount of spiritual consciousness that comes in and boosts your immune system too. So we can't just do it with vitamins and supplements and good water. We need it with the understanding that we can also get healed by the energy of the omnipresent. The energy of the omnipresent is the strongest energy. So I want to go into the room and do some readings. The readings are really important to my guides because what it does is it awakens you to the fifth dimension. When you're having a reading and you are connected to the other side, and they come in and they tell you some information and they connect to you, that is getting you more into that fifth dimensional realm. And once you witness that and you feel that, you get really an understanding that you can be healed and you can have an energy connected. You feel more relaxed, you surrender. You kind of remember the journey before you got here. And you start to connect to your angels, your guides, your spirit team. You feel more supported. And you're more open. You're open to Dr. Jody, you're open to Jamie, you're open to Rex, you're open to the feeling. And when you get the chills, and sometimes, so if I do a reading with you today, your mom might come in, your dad. It's not just medical. So I will do medical, but sometimes maybe a relative might come in too. So this is something I do every day. I do it on Zoom. I do it in my office. I just always doing readings. So it's very important to me. Jody will tell you it's very heartfelt. I'm just a reader. I'm a constant reader. And I read. So this is just something that God, when I died and came back, I know it sounds weird, I died and came back, but I left and I came back. I am a speaker, but I'm a reader. That's what I do. I'm a reader. Okay. So I'm going to go through the room. And if you could put your camera on, I can see you. And then I can see who they want to do a reading for. It really helps if you have your camera on, because then I can see who they would like to do a reading for. I see Rena, who I know. Okay. And Rena's like, there's Kimberly again. Okay. And then if I turn my head, because some of you might be new to me, it's not that I'm saying no to you, it's that I can hear my guides speaking in my left ear. So they're just talking to me. So if you put your camera on, I can see you and then get a feel of some of the guides. So hi, Toya, I can see you right away. She's like, oh, that Kimberly. Okay. Okay. So I can't see anybody else though. So please come up for a reading. I can't see anybody else. You guys come up, come up, come up. Don't be afraid. If Julie wants a reading, I don't know, but you have to put your camera on. Do you guys need help with your camera? We can do a couple seconds to give help to you guys and have you come up. Let me open up the gallery. Maybe that's the issue. Okay, I open up the gallery. Okay, I just
Great to see it. I'm so happy.
Okay, it's just you have to turn your camera on. So Jamie, oh, he's not in it. Okay, Julie needs to turn her camera on. Lori is all I can see. I can only see 2 people, and we have 16 participants, but they're not up. And Michelle, okay. So welcome everybody. Come on up. Come on up, come up.
Kimberly, you know what Jamie said, don't be shy when you're waiting to get that piece of candy. Kimberly is that candy.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, normally people are dying to have readings. Rena, right? And in my classes, they're like dying to have a reading. So if you don't want to have one, you don't have to. Raise your hand if you'd like to have one, and then maybe we'll bring you up. You can raise your hand if you want. So Julie says, what does Julie say? The sound is off. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm going to look in the chat. Does anybody say they want a reading?
Michelle
did.
Evans raised her hand. Michelle Evans has her hand raised, Kimberly. I
I
see
can't
that.
see if they're not up here. Okay, Michelle does. Okay, let's bring Michelle up. We'll pin Michelle, and I can see Michelle closer. Thank you, Toya. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I have access. What am I thinking? I'm so silly. Okay. Hi, Michelle, how are you? Where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I'm doing well, thanks.
Oh, great. Okay, but you want a reading.
Yes, please.
Okay, so let's see what the guides have to say. I live in Los Angeles too. My office is in Encino.
Okay.
So I'm just going to do like an overall reading for you. Usually I pick the people out, but I'm like, hey, whatever we're going to do. Okay, they're telling me about you right now. Take a deep breath.
More
You have something on in the background. It'd be nice if you turned it down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There.
Okay, they are giving me some energy. Are you retired from something like the entertainment, or is something they're telling me some kind of anxiety might be going on right now in your life? And they're also telling me, are you working right? They're saying you're not working.
No, I'm still working.
What are you working? Because they're saying something about work and they're saying something about anxiety about work.
I'm a legal secretary, and yeah, I'm still working 40 hours a week.
Are you happy about work? Because they went right to your work. And then when I asked them about your work, they said that they didn't quite think that the work was something you were going to be, they wanted you to retire.
I wish I could.
They're
But
saying something about work is too much. I'm just going to give you a quick reading. I know you don't know my work that well. Rena's laughing. So they're saying something about work and stress, they are saying. And then they are saying, okay, I'm just going to give you a little fast reading because I'm hearing, I hear them in the left ear. And they're saying work, and then they're going no. And then they're showing me the sign of stress. And then they're also, you can just say yes or no a little bit. And then they're saying, you're a very kind person. They're telling me you come from the heart and you love to give and you love to help, and you do this at your job too. You really like to you go beyond the call of duty, they're saying.
okay,
It went
yeah,
right to your work.
that's weird.
And then they're also saying, also, are you spiritual or you believe in God?
Yes.
They're showing me the sign of Jesus. They're showing me the sign of God.
Okay.
I don't, yeah, they're showing me that. And then they're also, do you want to ask a question?
I was just kind of wondering health-wise how everything was going to go.
Okay, because you said you were okay, but they're saying because of the stress and you're working, that things are not that okay. They're telling me.
Okay, well,
You said things were okay.
well, I usually just say that in general because people don't really want to hear the truth.
Exactly. And they're telling me that the minute I came on, they showed me a sign that was saying the stress is taking over your health. And they're saying you weren't getting enough exercise, and there was some eating adjustments that needed to happen. And they were saying I could do this we're doing short mini readings right now.
Right. No, I get it.
I want to do several of the readings, like at least 3 right now. But they are telling me that there's a certain diet that we could help you with. Not diet, actually, just a little plan and maybe a little more exercise. Are you getting a little bit of exercise?
Yeah, but not a lot.
Yeah, no, I understand. They're saying probiotic. They're saying would be
Okay.
good for you. Do you have one?
No.
There's one I would like to suggest for you, because when I scan, I know how could someone scan somebody that fast, but I scan people in about 3 minutes. I go through their body with my eyes. You read about me, you'll find out one eye blinks that things are good, the other eye things are not good. And it's like a fast MRI machine I do. That's why I was discovered by Dr. Norman Shealy. You can read about who he is if you want. Dr. Norman C. Shealy.
Okay.
Very famous person. Dr. Norman C. Shealy. So I scanned you in 3 minutes and I saw something going on with your lower intestinal tract.
Okay.
Over to the left, your large colon area. They're telling me you need a probiotic.
Okay. Probiotic.
So your left hip or something, they're talking about your hips to me. Is that true?
Yes.
They're also talking about a knee or something to me. They're also talking, about something with your teeth a little bit that had happened.
Okay.
This is not Kimberly. I can't take credit for it. They're talking about it. Yeah. But they're saying they could help you with that. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that rings a bell. They're also talking about slightly could happen, but I'm hearing thyroid. Something around your thyroid could be low.
Okay.
Around your thyroid could be an issue because of the teeth. I'm getting chills. Could have affected or going down into the thyroid.
Okay.
I don't know if you've had a thyroid test before or sugar test.
Yeah, I have.
What does it come out as?
The thyroid was normal. I had been previously on thyroid medicine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're telling me also, did anyone ever say you were pre-diabetic?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm hearing that. This could be done with food to help you out. They're also telling me you can definitely be healed of all of this and move forward. Yes, I'm excited about that. Okay, real quick about the probiotic. Life 9 is one of my favorite probiotics right now. It gets me super excited. I love Life 9. It's by Young Living Essential Oils.
Okay.
Very calming. Now, I know I'm like naughty because in my book I have a different one, but women can change their minds. And Life 9 is the one I'm excited about right now because it's super calming. You take just one capsule at night before you go to bed, and it's by Young Living Essential Oils. And I shouldn't say this, but you can get it on Amazon, but you're supposed to get it at their company, Young Living Essential Oils. But either one. But it is really, no, it's really good. It is really good. And it really does start fast acting. And of course, that goes to the brain, the oxygen to the gut, to the brain. And okay, so that's just a quick little reading right now. And I do have more to say because you have a family member tapping on my shoulder.
Oh, no.
Oh, and talking to me nonstop right now. And just really fast, I have to go to the next person because I want to do at least 2 readings, and I know we have to
I
go.
know.
But
It's something to hear from a family.
I know this person, I'll just tell you, I want to ask, is this a woman? Is this a man? It is a woman.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to ask really quick. She was a person, she's telling me. She is a soulmate of yours. She's telling me that you were really close together. She loves you very much. She's on the other side. She's with the Holy Spirit. She says, I watch over you all the time. She's showing me 4 fingers. She's going, I am your guardian angel. So 4 means the angelic number. I don't know if you know that. It's the angelic number of the angels. She's saying, I'm your family. She's saying, I'm watching over you and the family. So I don't know what that means if you have a family. But she's saying, I'm watching you. I'm family. I'm asking her, is she your mother? Did your mom cross?
Yeah.
She's saying I'm your mother.
Okay.
This is
I
your
was
mother.
hoping.
Yeah, this is your mother. She's telling me, did she pass away of something that was internally organ issue that was in her stomach or something?
Heart.
Okay, because she's saying it came from her. She's worried about your stomach, but she's saying, yeah, because she keeps going, I want her to take the probiotic. She's going on and on about that
Okay.
and work on your diet. Yeah. Go ahead. You want to ask her something real quick?
I don't know what I could ask her. I just miss her. It's
She's
been too
saying
many years.
that's why she came in to say that and to be of comfort of you. She had a heart attack.
She had heart failure. So kind of.
She was telling me it came from her lower organs.
Okay.
Yeah, just telling me. But she was telling me, were you with her?
Yeah. I wasn't actively with her. I was in the same house. I was upstairs. And when I came down, she was gone.
That's what she said. Thank you for being there in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, with her. Yeah, she said you were with her.
I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. So she's with you now all the time.
I kind of feel her every now and then.
Yeah.
So I know she's around.
So now she's made contact. She does not want to stop talking. So she's telling me one more thing before we go, because I want to do another
Yes.
read. I don't know if we have time to do another reading, but
I'm
she's saying,
sorry.
yeah, no, but she's saying something about, she's saying to me, okay, she's talking really, was she loud when she was talking? Or
No,
like very talkative?
she
'Cause
could be.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because she's saying something like, do you go somewhere to pray?
No, I don't actively.
Okay, because she's saying that she used to like to pray.
Okay. I
So
believe that.
she's saying that she's praying. When you pray, she's with you praying. So
Okay.
thank you for letting me do the reading. Definitely reach back out to me if you can, if you want to do more about your health and healing. So thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kimberly. And I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if you've had readings before with people, but normally if it's the first time, it could be difficult speaking to the other side. But
Yeah.
she
No, I get that.
definitely wanted to come through. Thank you so much. I don't know, it's up to Jody if you want to do another reading.
Oh, Kimberly, I'm here supporting you. We have time for another reading. Let's do it. I think Vivia was waiting, and
I have to see if they have a message for somebody, because sometimes I get a message, sometimes I don't when I'm in the room.
she said, "Can I please be next?" That's what Vivia said, and I will leave that into your
Yeah,
healing.
I'm gonna look really quick and see who I have a message for. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me just see really quick.
There are other people here, so if you don't have anything for me, I understand.
Yeah, let me just look really quick and see. Yeah. Why I'm wondering, Toya, why more people aren't in the gallery?
Some people have declined to be
To come up.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
because at first I declined because I didn't understand what it meant, but
Yeah,
when
so
I
you guys, if
understood that
you
it was
want
for the readings,
yeah, if you want a reading, you have to put your, is it just put your camera on?
Yes, you share your camera.
No,
camera
I
at night.
don't think it's set up that way. This is set up as a webinar, and
Yeah.
then the host has to invite them as a panelist. And once they invite them as a panelist, then once they accept the invitation as a panelist, then they can come into the gallery view and turn their camera on, but they can't have any
Yeah.
access to do that unless they're choosing to be a panelist.
Okay,
That's
you have
correct.
to
And
push to
everyone
the,
has been sent an invite to be a panelist.
Yeah, so you have to push to be a panelist so you can come in. And I could just do short, like a couple short readings. Like I'm not going to do a very long reading. So is it Vivia? Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Do you have a question for me? Nice to meet you.
I was curious, what comes, if anything comes up regarding my health and my romantic life, if anything comes up for that. And if anyone is asking to send a message, I'm open to that as well. But if only
Yeah.
what comes up for
The
you.
only reason I was asking, because Jody, we only have 3 people in the gallery and we have 13 people there. And I'm sure some of them would like to come. Maybe we could put in the chat if you'd like to come up. Just click in the panelists.
And raise your hand. We can do that, certainly. Just raise your hand. We're here to support.
Yeah, because then I can blink on them instead of raising your hand, because that's how I usually pick people as I get messages from. Or I can open up the chat too.
Yes,
Okay.
you can.
Yeah, because I can't see them. Usually I don't work that way. I usually look at the chat. I mean, I usually have the whole Zoom open. So let me replace the pin. There we go. I can see you. And this will probably be my last reading. Okay. Okay, so Vivia, you're the star. I can't hear you now. You have to
Yes,
unmute.
thank you.
Okay. So I'm just going to do a reading, just dive in and do a reading for you, because I wasn't sure about the relationship thing that you asked. You're not dating anybody right now, right?
No.
No. Coming up for relationship, I'll put that separate
Yes.
because we're just doing, I'd like to do a lot of mini readings, but I can't seem to get into that. Okay. So what was the first question? I'm sorry.
That's okay. My first question
One question. It's better, just one
yes.
question.
Okay. You know what? In that case, I will change what I asked. Because I think I'm pretty clear on what my health is going on. I would say around the wealth, I get stuck around different ways to go. So if there's anything that shows up around which way to focus on regarding wealth and career, to create a new source.
You know what I think I'm going to do because of the way things are set up here and I'm not able to go in and do the way I normally do it. I'm just going to do a reading for you, like a straight out reading. They're telling me, are you with your work right now? Is it a productive business work that you're doing right now or more creative?
More creative. My desire to focus in production of media. But
yeah, they're telling me you're doing more creative for you right
yeah.
now. So where are you planning to go with that?
So I really would love to be in a space where I can produce more film and media and TV and I feel like I need a passive income source that allows me the flexibility to do that.
Yeah. So from 1 to 5, ask us a question with that.
Oh, you said what? I'm sorry, from 1 to 5?
Yeah. So ask us a question with that.
Okay. What is the main passive income source I should work on now to create for myself?
You have to be more specific. I'm not sure.
Okay. Which idea in the space of media or technology should I focus on now?
Technology is getting a 3 from 1 to 5.
Okay.
Media is getting a 5. They'd rather you go towards media.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, media is getting a 5. And whether you focus on your work or relationship right now, they're saying your work and going towards, you know, what you need to do with work right now, they're saying going towards relationship, they're saying is a little less important at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like towards December, you'll probably meet somebody if you want to
Oh,
focus on that. You know, I do mentorship programs. I have a lot of classes I do on my website, thehealingtrilogy.com, and I do help people. I do soulmates relationship classes. Also, why I wanted this platform to be open more is because I do find people with severe diseases and illnesses, and I can do a quick scan on you really fast with your health. You said you had that taken care of. I am picking up there's a little bit of a hormonal imbalance going on when I do a scan on you, because I'm trying to do something so fast right now. But I am picking up just a drop, a little bit of hormone. I don't know if that makes sense.
yes. Thank you.
Yeah, nothing that cannot be fixed
Yes.
with I don't know if you've had something going on with your ovary,
Yes.
with your menstrual a little bit. They're really coming in strong about you taking action with work before 2025.
Okay.
So I don't know if are you in a company right now? They're saying,
I
go ahead.
I have a few show and film ideas that I haven't done because I've wanted to find an income source that will allow me the freedom to do it. And so I have some fear around how do I do it without the income source to fund those projects. And so I'm wondering, I guess I should ask this, should the media be my ideas or helping others with their media ideas?
Are you a coach?
Yes, I do coaching for people who are acting or voiceover.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So your ideas are helping others with their ideas. Your ideas are saying helping others with their ideas.
Mhm.
They gave a 4 on other ideas. They gave a 3 on your ideas, but that's not for always, you know, you might
Mhm.
switch to also do your ideas. So you could always do a longer session with me. People do 60 minutes with me to really break it down for how long you would do that. But they are saying that you need to do exactly take action with this with before 2025.
I definitely got that. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you so much. Yeah, sorry, it's a quick reading.
That's okay. That was helpful.
Yeah.
But oh, sorry. Is there any way to see with the hormone and with the hormone regulation? Is it should I focus on food or is there a technique outside of the food? I'm already focusing on the food. I'm wondering if there's something else I should look at.
You're right. You know, your food is not bad, they're saying. The food is actually pretty good. There's supplements and herbs, they're saying. And on your supplement and herbs intake, from 1 to 5, it's not fulfilled enough. They're saying it's a 2. So you're not getting enough supplements and vitamins. And they're saying to me, also, they're saying to me, what kind of water are you drinking?
Distilled mostly or sun water?
Yeah, so that's the worst water you could have. Distilled
Really?
water is horrible for the body. It
Okay.
dehydrates the brain. So it also can throw off your hormones. So you want to definitely have like a really good Mountain Valley spring water. Some people drink alkaline or osmosis water only too, and that can be bad for the hormones. So you want to make sure you're getting magnesium, potassium in your water, or having like a really good spring water, like Mountain Valley spring water. When I get a 2 on people with their, you know, vitamins or supplement intake or water hydration, it definitely means you're dehydrated. We're made almost with 85% of water. You're not getting enough hydration. Some people say, oh, Kimberly, I drink all day. I drink all day. And they're extremely dehydrated.
Mhm. So it has to be the spring with some mix of magnesium in there.
I like Mountain Valley spring water. You know, I work with probably 85% of people with horrible diseases, hormonal imbalances. And they're saying if you start drinking a spring water, not in plastic, has to be in glass. And also have a filter on your sink where you don't drink tap water or cook with tap water. So, and you have like a house of, you know, some people have houses filtered, but still, even if you have a house filtered, that drinking water has to be with magnesium, potassium. So thank you so much for the reading, and hopefully you'll
Thank
catch up
you.
with me. And I am really, really, really heartfelt of service for everybody. I could go on and on and on with other things to tell you. Also have a family member coming in, but at this point, I think it's time to send it over to Jody, Dr. Jody Baer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, and Kimberly, I would love to, if we can bring Kimberly back into the stage just for 1 minute, because you are a servant leader. You are a servant spiritualist. It's a whole different dimension. Kimberly, I thank you for what you have given us today. I
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much. Yeah, and I wanted to say so much that sorry I was going so fast. I just don't want to take up everybody's time. And also, I did have a relative coming in for her, and we can always do a follow-up. I do 30-minute follow-ups too. I try to do that. So just want to make sure she knew that she did have a relative coming in.
Well, and Kimberly, actually, we're running ahead, so I would just give you license if you want to bring Vivia back up. But if not, there's always a follow-up, because as I put in the chat, I put not only your website, Kimberly, I put the Healing Trilogy, Jamie Kerr, the mindkite.net, and of course Rex Sykes coming up next, rexsykes.com. But really, you are a balance between the feminine and the masculine energy. You're just amazing. Thank you for gracing our stage here.
And I do want to just say too, you know, it's such an honor to be with everybody here, and that at the Healing Trilogy, we do have a lot of free nonprofit events too going on there. So please sign up for our newsletter. Thank you everybody for having me here.
And thank you for Kimberly for being in my life and what we have done together with Healthopedia. So before we bring the incomparable, our third speaker other than me, I liked Kimberly, what she said about 4 being the angelic dimension. We've had 4 speakers today, all of which were angels in their midst. And then we'll have just a last word from our panelists. But I think we have a little bit of a promotion as we talk about Healthopedia, vision and mission to fruition. We've now gone from Boca Raton, Florida, in our event, our first symposium and retreat in February 24th. Now we're halfway through the essence of a woman. The essence of a woman is women's health, anchored by the following A-listers, as Kimberly, Jamie, and Rex were A-listers in our Healthopedia book, The Foundations of Health. This is essence of a woman, unleashing the power of the universe. We do now, don't we, women? And not only the Dr. Khalila Camacho Ali, Muhammad Ali's wife, Her Royal Highness, Princess Mordun Ogalana, UN Ambassador from Nigeria, Christina de Graaf, who has the largest non-for-profit for human trafficking and to combat this in the social pillar on the East Coast. We also have Dr. Shirley Liu, Forbes 100 Financial Services, just extraordinary woman, and also the baby daughter. She's small in stature, but she is large in soul and spirit, of Les Brown, Samaya Brown, who will be our anchor authors. It's launching August 8th. Check in with me. You will see a lot of information, not only on Healthopedia 365 on Instagram. Go like our YouTube channel, Healthopedia, because it is 365. As the Gen Z kids are saying, like, subscribe, and smash that like button. Why do you smash it? So you can smash your health. And always on Traverse TV, Mondays is Mindset Monday, Thursdays is Life's Milkshake Moment, and once a month, fourth Thursday of every single month, we have Dr. Talk. Come play in our health sandbox. There is so much more. And then, as Kimberly taught me, how could I make a public figure page? She has 14,000 people on her page. Well, thanks to Kimberly, I've been able to start mine because no one gets through this world alone. So you can go to Dr. Jody Baer or Healthopedia on Facebook as well. So let's play a little bit about our background on Healthopedia right now.
While being mentored and studying with the iconic pioneer in natural healer, Dr. Hulda Clark, and experiencing her life-changing practices and protocols, a goal card was written and dated in 1984 stated, "I will write the Eastern medical version of the PDR, Physician's Desk Reference. The universe delivered a sign to actualize this goal. Now in 2023, we are experiencing vision and mission into fruition. Healthopedia has arrived, led by the iconic 20th and 21st century icon, Dr. Bernie Siegel, MD, author of Love, Medicine, and Miracles, along with 42 extraordinary healing world changers that will motivate, educate, inspire, and propel you along your own path to wholeness, wellness, and abundance. Every compelling story will uplift you to your own epiphany of health isn't something you do, it's what you become along life's journey."
And you can grab your own personal book at drjody.com/books right now, 20% off for a limited time. And you can get it autographed by me, Dr. Jody, and mailed off to you. So make sure that you take advantage of this, but make sure that you take advantage of the power of you. I want to just summarize this, where we have been today. The power of you with Jamie Kerr, the power of someone who's up for an award at the Cannes Film Festival. Yes. Then we went to Kimberly and the Fifth Dimension, definitely taking us there with the max to the max. In just that little bit of time, did you feel her? As said, she was able to give her gifts. And we've gone from the fifth dimension. Now we're on the Rex dimension. Notice this book. This is my third book. I've left it in a couple of hotel rooms. So somebody was blessed. Life on Your Terms, creating the life you want. Now we end with the Rex dimension. The Rex dimension, a mentalist, is how we've had our title for this event. The Mentalist, Mind Kite, and we had, of course, the medical celebrity medium. But Rex is a celebrity to himself, a SAG actor coming from California, hypnotist, NLP guru. But what I love about Rex is he always gives you that amazingness, which he calls all things Rex. You can find him literally everywhere, but you can find him on our book and in our book. Here I am. Actually, I'm in there too, amazingly, but here he is. Rex Steven Sykes, the source of your transformation is your feelings. Isn't that a great way to wind this up? But I love that fact that we put him behind. I want to see it with this green screen. I want to get it absolutely right. Yes, we put him behind the red curtain because, as we know, the Wizard of Oz stays behind the curtain, but he's such a humble, heartfelt servant that he comes in front of the curtain. I'd say with all due respect, when you look at some books and they have one or two recommendations, Brian Tracy, Joe Vitale, Karen Barbin, Fred Van Loo, Pete Bisonet, and Scott Fadulis, network marketing professional, everyone is there because Rex gives answers where people have questions. So get ready for all things Rex. The next 20 minutes is yours, Rex.
Wow. Well, thank you for that. I truly appreciate it. And very glad to be here with you and the other esteemed colleagues, and as well as those who are watching. First, I should say I'm not a doctor. I don't give medical advice, psychological advice, financial advice, or any kind of advice. but I've been around for a long time. I've got to know a lot of people and seen a lot of transformation throughout the ages. And what I hope to bring, and why I wrote the chapter that I did in that fabulous compilation book, Healthopedia, pioneered by Jody Baer, Dr. Jody Baer, was about feelings and how our feelings are really they're the key to the universe. And it's funny because, I'm known as the mindset doctor and the attitude, or the mindset master and the doctor attitude kind of thing. And I'm not a doctor. The thing that most people don't realize is how important aligning your head and your heart is, and your heart with your head. Without the beating heart, this does nothing. And without this, the heart really does nothing. We are a synergistic experience, a phenomenon of absolutely miraculous proportions. And we don't even, few of us stop to think about that ever. The number of cells in your body are trillions. The number of processes in your body are trillions and trillions and trillions. They happen sequentially and simultaneously to keep you alive, to keep you upright, to blink your eyes, to fill your lungs with air, to beat your heart, to monitor your body pressure, to monitor yourself in space so you know where you are, to be able to orient, to be able to move and gesture, to be able to speak. Everything is going on simultaneously, and the body at the same time is digesting your food, it's eliminating your waste, it's processing what I'm saying, and you're monitoring your environment and noticing different things at different times. I mean, it's just incredible what we as a human consciousness are able to do, and yet so few of us actually appreciate it. What most people do is they go where, there's a saying, energy goes where your attention goes. And it's very true. What you focus on is what you get. So if somebody stubs their toe and it hurts, most of their attention goes to their toe, and they're going, oh, my toe, my toe. And then they talk about how they stubbed their toe or hurt their toe, and they go to coffee and talk about how their toe hurts. So they walk around going, oh my God, my toe hurts, all this good. But they forget that all the rest of the body is probably working perfectly well. And everything is continuing to ongoing, even though they have an injury somewhere. That injury can be psychic, it can be mental, it can be spiritual, it can be emotional, it can be financial, it can be physical, it can be whatever it is. And people's attention will go there. And what I always say is this: you have a choice. It's like dog crap or diamonds. And if you're going to consider something a problem, it will be a problem. If you consider it a blessing, it's going to be a blessing. So you get to choose every single moment of your day, how you're going to spend your day, what you're going to pay attention to. And most people understand, that they have choices. So they choose what they want to eat, they choose what they read, they choose what they want to watch, they choose where they want to go, what they want to buy in the stores, what clothes they're going to put on in the morning, with the soap they're going to buy when they shower or bathe. But they forget that we need to choose our thoughts and our feelings as well. Because if you're not choosing your thoughts, the ones that you grew up with, you're conditioned to think from society, and not all of them are bad, but many of them are not as wonderful as they could be, are going to run the show. And whatever you're thinking that you're not choosing is running the show for you. And whatever you're feeling that you're not choosing can be running the show for you. And what you're speaking that you're not aware of when you go, oh, that hurts, or that sucks, or the world is bad, or the bank is foreclosing, and I can't do it, and I don't know, and everything is going wrong. When you talk like that and you're not aware of it, you're choosing to continue those things, because what you focus on and what you emphasize is what you get back. And the same with the action. So people sit around eating bonbons going, I suck, I eat bonbons, I wish I would do something different. And wishing doesn't get you there, and wanting doesn't get you there. All wishing and wanting does is create more wishing and wanting. What makes a difference is making the choice, making the decision. And people go, well, I don't know how to decide. Well, okay, but then don't you think it's about time you learn? Don't you think it's about time you learn how to take care of yourself in a way that not only makes you feel better, but makes you think better, make clearer, have a greater connection with friends and family and the world at large, and to have more joy and bliss and health and goodness in your life? Wouldn't you rather have more of that and less of the other stuff? And you can. So how do you do that? Well, first understand that if you think a crappy thought, a dog crap thought, you're going to get a dog crap feeling. That's just neuroscience. That's just physical science. what we think that depresses us, frustrates us, makes us angry, mad, sad, all that kind of stuff, has an effect in the release of neurochemicals and hormones in our body that produces stress. And when we're stressed, our body shuts down and constricts. And if, depending on what's released, like for example, if adrenaline is released, adrenaline is one of those chemicals for fight or flight, which means that if you're creating stress in your body and you're afraid or you're fearful, and in some cases it's a real life situation, just had a near car mishap, or somebody accosted you verbally or otherwise, and you go like this, adrenaline is released. And what happens with adrenaline is it shuts down your neocortex, so you don't think much, because you don't need to think, you need to act. And it takes your body chemicals and it moves the blood, beats your heart more, moves the blood to your extremities so that you can either fight or flee, not think. It also shuts down your vision so that you can look for escape, but you don't need to see everything. You only need to find that way to move or what the threat is. So there's a physiological response to stress. Now, on the other hand, if you think a wonderful thought, some good news happens, so you think, oh my God, I'm so lucky and the world is so incredible. Or your children or your parents or your friends have something good happen to me and you feel happy. You just have a release of neurochemicals and hormones that produce well-being and health and healing in the body. So the question becomes, is which do you want? You want the crappy ones or the diamond ones? The crappy ones or the diamond ones? Because it's your choice. And if you know that it's your choice and you're responsible for choosing, then you can go, you know what? I'm not going to entertain crappy thoughts. I'm not going to entertain the crappy feelings. I'm not going to entertain crappy speech. I'm going to change. I'm going to shift to doing it another way. Now, all emotions are part of the human experience. There's no good or bad emotion. There's just how do they serve you in the moment. You want adrenaline if you're being physically threatened so that you can run or you can fight or you can freeze. But when you don't need it, you don't want it. And some people, sadly, they live chronically under stress. They live chronically under the release of the less than glorious neurochemicals and hormones. And so they have chronic illness and chronic disease and chronic disappointment. So what's the alternative? Begin to manage your thoughts. Begin to think, instead of I can't do it, maybe I could do it. If I don't know how to do it, maybe I could learn to do it. And if I could learn to do it, then what seemed impossible could perhaps be possible. And if it's possible for all these other people to do it, well, maybe it's possible for me. In other words, you have to start giving yourself permission to do things that you don't otherwise normally do or think. Because if something is impossible, it means you're not going to do it. What's the chances of you're going to do it? What people do is the same thing over and over again, expecting it to be different. And it's never going to be different if you're doing the same thing over and over again. Is it? No, of course not. So you want to change what you're doing to get different results. So you go from the impossible to maybe it's possible, from maybe it's possible to I could do that, from I could do that to I can do that. I know I can do that. I could find help. I could get somebody. I could read a book. I could figure it out. I can do some of this. And then from I can to I will. And when you say I will, and then you do it, you don't have to take massive action. You don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to, sacrifice and do all you need to do is take a meal. They're saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. One step after the next step, after the next step, all baby steps, for example, consistently taken in the right direction could take you all the way to the top of Mount Everest. So bit by bit, you change, drop by drop, the tub fills. If you have a leaky sink and it's dripping, if you plugged up your sink, it could fill and overflow in a reasonable amount of time or a short amount of time, depending on how the drip is. So the thing is that you can change positively and permanently by taking tiny little steps that serve you better than the ones you've been taking, that give you hope, but hope for those things that are unseen that can become a reality is not the same as wishing and wanting. Because if you wish, what it's telling you is you don't have it. If you want, you're focused on not having it. I want that, but I don't have it now. So if you win the lottery, if you were to win the lottery tomorrow, let's say it's just $1 million, but you won $1 million, what would be true the day after you got that check and you deposited $1 million in your bank? Well, I'll answer it since I can't hear you. And that is, you'd stop wanting it. You got it. It's yours. You know, instead of going, I want $1 million, you go, I have $1 million. Now it's how do I spend $1 million? Now how do I use it? And so what people need to understand is you've got this remarkable consciousness, this remarkable body, this incredible brain, the mind, and all of this stuff to serve you to have an incredible experience here on the planet. And yet most people never tap into it. And that's what we're doing with the Healthopedia and with the book, is to examine those different aspects of your life where you can tap into and make the positive kinds of changes that you would like to make your life better, but not just for yourself, but for all the people around you. So it goes from thinking right, diamond thoughts, to feeling right. Because if you think a crappy thought, you'll feel bad. And if you feel bad, you'll think another crappy thought. It's this synergistic loop. But if you think a positive thought, you feel better. And if you feel better, you'll think better. So that's the synergistic loop. So you get to choose what you want to do more of. And the power is in you choosing. Because if you don't choose, the choice has already been made. Someone chooses for you. The universe chooses for you. Or you run from previous and prior conditioning. So from thinking right to feeling right comes speaking right. Because if you think right and feel right, then you're going to say, I can do it. This is possible. I love life. I'm having a good time. Let's invite everybody. You know, you become more positive and optimistic. You see possibilities and opportunities and resources that you would otherwise miss. But if you think a crappy thought, like I can't do it, this sucks, the world hurts, everything, then you start speaking that. If that's what you're speaking, you go out and you say, oh, politics this and religion that and the bank this and my children this and my parents that and these people that and I hate and harm and discord and division and all that kind of stuff, then that's more of what you get. Because your results come from your behaviors. And where do your behaviors come from? From the thoughts and the feelings and the words that you speak to inspire or motivate yourself. So when there are things that are going wrong in your life, there are also blessings. I mean, if you consider it a problem, it'll be a problem. If you consider it a blessing, it will be a blessing. That's why I say celebrate everything. And I write about it in my book, and I talk about attitude in my programs, and mention it, of course, in Healthopedia. But the point is that you have the power to shape your life, your present, and your future by what you do today. And it doesn't have to be a massive action. That's a myth. You know, if your car's stuck in the mud, you might have to take extra effort to get it out of the mud. But one of the things that's true is, let's say there's no gas and the car is dead. You put it in neutral and you start pushing it down the road. You know that if you push it, it takes a little extra effort to get it going. But after a while, you could be pushing the car down the street pretty much by just touching it. The car will roll on its own. That's called creating momentum. So the little things you do today consistently, repeatedly, in your own best interest to produce your own best results, to feel better, to feel healthier, to feel happier, to feel more connected to the universe and to other people, to have better relationships. The little things you do today will create more momentum for you when you're consistently doing them. The way you win is to correctly practice repeatedly and consistently the thoughts, the feelings, the words, and the behaviors that you want to have in your life so that you get the results that you want. Because the more that you do, the more you become capable of doing. That's the cool part about it, because we learn. Now, here's something about neuroscience that you ought to know. The brain doesn't sabotage you. It doesn't harm you. It doesn't try and thwart you from doing anything. It's just designed to keep you consistent and to keep you alive. Why? So that when you wake up in the morning, you're the same person that went to bed at night. You're not waking up and going, who am I? What am I? And going, oh my God, I love oranges today, but I hated them yesterday. And how do you use a spoon? I mean, it's all part of being consistent. So you don't have to learn how to open a door over and over again. You don't have to learn how to speak your language, unless, of course, you've had neurological damage or something. You don't have to learn how to sit on a chair or use a computer over again. Your brain learns by doing and by keeping you consistent, and then to keep you alive. That's all the brain really wants to do, is keep you alive. So there's a survival instinct. So it looks out for the dangers and the obstacles and the challenges and the problems that could prevent you from living, so that you can, here's the other thing the brain is, thrive, so that you can enjoy life and want to have sex, so that you can recreate and continue the species. So the brain works to keep us alive, to keep us thriving. And how does it do it? Through the law of least effort, through the law of conservation of energy. So you see, you're far better off doing the least you can do, a little bit each day, but doing it consistently, saving your energy, than having a massive burst of action and never doing anything again. If you walked into a gym and lifted all the weights on Monday and didn't come back for 3 months, you won't progress much. But if every day you did a little bit, even if it's a 2-pound dumbbell and you lifted it, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then maybe the next week you go 5 pounds, you will grow and increase. So your future, your choices are all in your hands. You and I are accountable and responsible to no one but ourselves in terms of our own personal growth from within to without, and then to help the others around us become the best that they can be too. And you can, and you will, when you do it. If you don't do it, nothing changes. If you start today, something changes. I say start with getting the book. Read the book, find out information from the different people who've written there that you can begin to apply today. That'll make a difference in your life, not only today, but tomorrow as well.
Rex. That's why I call you the amazing Rex. And I can't say it as well as you do because it's your quote. I'm so blessed that you came in front of the red curtain, because the first time I heard you on Clubhouse, I felt like it was the voice of Oz. I really did.
Oz has spoken.
Yes, it was the SAG Award voice. But I think we've filled a couple of questions from our audience for you. So if you're ready for those, let's do that segment.
Okay.
And the first question?
All right, thank you. We've got some amazing questions. The first question is, once I say that negative word, how do I take that negative word back?
Oh, that's, you mean, you go, oh, I suck. And then you go, oh, I don't want to say that.
That's a good one.
Yes.
That's the question. Oh, well, there's a number of ways. Some people will say cancel, that, no. They want to erase it. You can say, well, that's what I would have said in my past. So you actually go, well, that's the old me. But now the new me says, I don't suck. I'm incredible, And so you want to just stop and shift. The cool part about it is if you realize that you just said something you didn't want to say, you affirmed something that you don't want to affirm, then stop, take it, just pause, shake it off, kind of like, brush it off mentally, figuratively, whatever you have to do, and then say what you want to say. In other words, that's the trick. It's not so much the one thing that you said as much as it's leaving it there. So if you can stop and then shift it to something you'd rather say, like I what I'm learning. I mean, see, this is the thing that many people don't understand. They go, I'm this. And they go, I don't know how to change. And the answer to that is, yeah, you don't. Okay, so what? But could you learn to, if you were to look at it, explore it differently? Well, maybe. If they go no, well, then what would you need to do in order to turn that no into a yes? Where would you have to look or go or get advice from, or a program, or a minister or a guru or coach or something? Where could you go to get some help to be able to do the things that you want to do if you don't know how to do it? And instead of just sitting there and going, I don't know, you take a little bit of action. You make a decision. If you made the wrong decision, you redecide, you decide again. You go, oh, that didn't work out. How about this? And as long as you're willing to do that, then you're on the right track. Because what you've done is you've recognized, wow, I just said something about myself that I don't want to say. Good job. I'm aware. I'm becoming aware of when I speak things that I don't want to create, and then speak what you want to create. And the cool part about that is it's not so much the words, it's the feeling behind it. So if you go, oh, I didn't mean to say that, but you know what? I'm really excited that I can move forward, and you start to emphasize the good feelings, and you choose the new thought with enthusiasm and go, oh, God, I love the fact that I noticed this. And you get excited that you notice and go, I really am learning. I'm really cool. Oh my God, I can learn to create anything. That enthusiasm, that energy, that power is the thing. That's why feelings unlock everything. That's why my chapter's up. But that's why feelings govern how you move in life. The better you feel, the easier it becomes. The easier it becomes, the better you feel. I hope that answered some of your question.
Oh,
Whew.
Rex, that was good. If
Wasn't that
you,
good? Wasn't
yeah,
that good? Our voice for the day, that was spot on. As
beautiful.
usual, Rex. Okay, I think we've got one more that we have time for.
Let's
Which one were
see.
you going to feel there?
Shifting from wanting to having, how did you make that switch personally?
Well, you have to realize that's another great question, because people want and want and want and want, and and we all want things, and the argument for wanting is you wouldn't want it unless it was possible. So there's nothing wrong with wanting. It's that if you stay in wanting, nothing's going to happen but wanting. I am very fond of saying that if you throw out a boomerang comes back, not a teacup. So if you're putting out wanting, if you believe the law of the universe and cause and effect, then if you're putting out wanting, you're going to get wanting back. If you're putting out negativity, you get negativity back. If you're putting out positivity, you get positivity back. I mean, there's this. So if only wanting. So one of the things that you can do is, instead of wanting something, imagine you already have it. That's why I mentioned with the lottery. If you've won the lottery and you have $1 million, you go, oh my God, I got $1 million. I'm so blessed. I'm so lucky. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. And you begin by expressing the gratitude for what it is that you want. I'm so happy I have this new house. I'm so happy I live exactly where I want to live. I'm so pleased with that home. I can't tell, and imagine yourself going through it, walking through it, and living in it, and feeling it, and looking at the floor and the textures and the carpets. Live, it says, from the feeling of the wish fulfilled, not from the desire of it. Live from it being completed, because what that does is it tells you, right, I have this. And when you have it and you're grateful, you start opening up the possibilities to actually go and get it. And then as Napoleon Hill would say, he said, if you can believe it, or if you can conceive it and believe it, then you can achieve it. And he said, people ask him why he didn't say you will achieve it. He said, because I don't know what you're going to do with it. Some will and some won't. So it's up to you what you do with it. But if you can conceive it as already having taken place, as already being the owner of the house or the car, or getting an award, or feeling good, or being the person that you want to become, and be that person now, as Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. That doesn't mean then, it means be it now. So it's really the principle to go first. You kind of jump into it, even with baby steps, or you go into the shallow end of the swimming pool, but you start swimming, you start moving, you start doing it. So Hill would say, you conceive it, there's the idea. Now what do? You plan to have it. You develop the belief you can have it, the certainty that you will do it, and then you make it happen. The same way that if somebody wants to build a house, they go, oh, I want to have a house and I want to have it over there, right there in that hill. That's where I want it, is on that hill. So what do? If it just stays a wish, just stays a want, nothing will happen. What happens is they draw up the plans. They understand that they need certain materials. They'll need a certain amount of money. They'll need certain, whatever, resources and people. And so they build a plan, they gather their resources, and then they put that into action. They build the home. And then the home is done, and they go, oh, it started as an idea. It was invisible. It was in my head, between my ears, and now it's over there on the hill, and I am the owner of it. So you move from the idea, from the wanting of it,
Yes.
to the having of it, because you made it happen. You're a creator more than anything else in the world.
Rex, that was amazing. We're going to bring Kimberly up one more time along with you, because that is truly the mental pillar of Healthopedia. Conceive, believe, achieve. We've just reversed this. So absolutely want to hear one more absolute word of wisdom. Can't get enough from our fifth dimension lovely lady. Give us your last word of wisdom here, Kimberly, please.
Hi, Rex. That was so amazing. I'm so glad to see you again. Hi. Hi. Hi, everybody. Yes, I'm getting ready to leave, and I just wanted to say thank you again, Dr. Jody Baer, for having me here. It was amazing. And I just want to say a couple words from my book, Awakening to the Fifth Dimension. You can get this on Amazon. I'm a first-time author. This is my only book out, and this came channeled after my NDE. And I just want to say, just a little bit from it is the fifth dimension is being in pure love and light, unconditional forgiveness, forgive, unconditional acceptance, unlimited possibilities, being in this beautiful, loving time, space, God vibration, expansion, of feeling that you can have your own miracle, an expansion of healing, an expansion of the awakening, oneness, interconnection, understanding that we can have a fifth dimensional relationship. Being in this physical, emotional, mental spirituality, expressing yourself in a multidimensional world where we can have peace on earth, even though it looks like we can't, we can. We can keep moving forward. We can have a continued experience of life force, creating the life that we want inside and outside. So it is an inside job to have the outside world that we want. And I just want to say that this relationship that we want and the dream that we want on earth is becoming a reality. Even though it's a painful time, it's a great time to be here. And we chose to be here, and we are moving forward. And I'm so glad that I'm here today, and thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. Rex, I know we want to hear your most famous quote because we left that out. Please give us your famous quote because you're going to want to hear this, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't even know which one you're talking to, but usually we'll say if you consider it a problem, it's a problem. If you consider it a blessing, it's a blessing. Celebrate everything, unless you're talking about.
Make all your moments.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, because you can. I always tell people, first speak only to bless, heal, educate, inspire, uplift, edify. I said educate, edify, inspire, prosper, transform, and uplift. So, that's what the thing you do with your speech. Make sure that it blesses, edifies, heals, inspires, prospers, transforms, and uplifts you and everyone, and make all of your moments magical, memorable, miraculous, and magnificent because you can.
You all are magnificent. So we close with this. I can truthfully say, Kimberly, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Rex, thank you from my bottom of my heart. Jamie, thank you from the bottom of my heart. My heart is filled with love for each and every one of you because we know that life, you don't come in. Yes, you do, alone. Do you go out? Yes, you do alone. But between the hashes, we need everybody. That's why I say life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely. Choose what we have in here. Papers flying everywhere. In the Healthopedia, the new health encyclopedia, still #1 and #2 on Amazon after 7 months in preventative health and medical resources, a medical resource for you. You can get it at drjody.com/books now, 20% off, personally autographed, and to you. Until we do this the next time, remember, life is like a milkshake. I'm going to finish it now. Choose your ingredients wisely. And when you do, life will be oh so sweet. I said on our TV show with Rex, Jamie, and Kimberly, I didn't know that my milkshake was going to be Neapolitan with these three. Now you've got the whipped cream, you've got the sprinkles, but you, ladies and gentlemen, creating your best life are the cherry on top. So in each and every day, just remember to take care of you and your world first. The world around you is empowered forever. And always, this is Dr. J saying, have a healthy Healthopedia kind of day. Ciao for now.